today on Divorce Court.
I'm here today because I want to figure out where my relationship is going to go with Danielle. Things are not working out. We have issues that we can't solve, and I don't know what to do.
Marcus is very greedy, very selfish. He's a my guy. My car, this is my money, this is mine, 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 mine.
I feel if I'm going to pay for everything when I come home, I feel she should be taking care of the kids and everything else since I'm taking care of all the financial things.
If Marcus doesn't change, me and my kids are going to go our separate ways.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with Marcus Cottingham and Danielle Buik. You two have been together 4 years. You do not want to be together anymore. You do have one child together. Mrs. Buik, you have walked out because of a circumstance that we will talk about momentarily. But before we do, Mr. Cottingham, I'm going to talk to you. Tell me a little bit about this relationship and how you two got together.
We met at a lounge. I went there. She was there, obviously. And we had, she was dancing on the dance floor. And I've never been with a white girl, and I saw she was attractive. She had a big booty, so.
Thought you'd try it out.
I had nothing to lose. You know, I figured I had nothing to lose. So she was playing hard to get. She was playing hard to get, and I went to go talk to her for a little bit, and I worked my way, you know, from the dance floor, her and I, to outside. And we started talking, and, you know, her beauty matched her personality. She was up front with me. She told me she had a kid, two kids. So I was like, okay, you know, I don't nothing wrong with that. So from that point on, we started talking and then started dating.
Now, is that a pretty accurate recitation of the story as it began?
We did meet at a lounge. You know, it was actually very cute. You know, he did make his way over to me on the dance floor. You know, I saw him kind of peeping me, and I knew the DJ was behind me, and I'm telling myself, I know this guy isn't looking at the DJ.
I understand you thought he was a little young for you.
Yeah, I knew. You know, I knew that right off the top. And I just cut it to him straight. I said, look, you want my number? Here it is. I've got 2 kids. I'm a single mom. I've got some guy friends. You know, I enjoy life. I do what I do, and I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm not trying to settle down. So if you still want my number, I'll give it to you. Oh, okay, sure.
Did you get that part? Did you get that?
I got that. She was single, but she didn't say she had all these guy friends, so.
Right, yeah. Tell me about what kind of relationships you had with those guys and why it disturbed you so.
It disturbed me because, you know, the relationship that we, you know, more intimate, you know, I started growing stronger feelings for her, and I didn't understand, you know, she had all these guy friends, well, supposedly they're guy friends, but if she can't, I asked her to get rid of them all the time. She didn't want to get rid of them, and, you know, she told me, okay, I will.
Did you think she was more than friends with them?
Yes, I did.
Were you?
Yes, I did. It was the attention she was giving them.
In the beginning?
I was single as a $1 bill.
Yeah.
And some of them were friends, and some of them
were more than that.
were nightcaps,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And I've always been very honest with him, you know.
Did he pressure you into making your relationship with him exclusive? Or were you not ready when you...
I wasn't ready. It took a little while. I wasn't ready to give all, you know, I wasn't ready to give all that up yet, you know? I wasn't ready to get serious.
You were enjoying your single life.
I really was, you know?
What did he do to convince you
well, you know,
to give it away?
I don't know how, I don't know why, but it kind of grew on me a little bit because I saw he kept making an effort. So I knew that there wasn't really anybody else that he was trying to, you know, to try to date. It was just me. He just kept trying to pursue me. So I gave in to that. I wouldn't say I jumped in and settled down right away, but we got to dating, you know, going out, dinner, movies, stuff like that. You know, it was good.
How long were you two dating before you two moved in together?
8 months or so.
8 months?
About 8 months. Yeah.
And you were cool with moving in with the kids and all of that? Instant dad, instant family?
I was open to try it out, you know. I never thought that I would do that, but, you know, I did it because I wanted to.
How long was it good?
It was always been good, but I've always had problems and issues with her, you know, as far as the men goes. And
You thought that never stopped?
And I felt it never stopped.
Did you stop with the other guys? Were you still talking to other men, even if you weren't sleeping with them or anything?
It stopped completely.
No,
It stopped. It stopped completely.
No,
Not on his time clock, but it did stop. And it took me a while because, you know, I'm 34. I'm going to be 35, and I was accustomed to this lifestyle of picking and choosing who I wanted to date or mingle with. So I did stop. It just wasn't on account of his time, you know, when he wanted to. But yes, I did. I completely stopped.
Eventually you completely stopped.
yes.
Her stop and my stop are 2 different stops. So.
Okay. Well, what was her stop?
Her stop is, okay, I'll stop, calling guys, but if a guy comes up to me, I'm still gonna, I'm gonna say I have a boyfriend, but, oh, where do you live? Okay, what's going on? It was
I
more.
can still hang with you.
Still,
I know I gotta
she
do.
left always an open door
No.
for the customers, always.
Let me state for the record. What
Customers.
Oh, is that right?
We're talking
It
about
wasn't
gentlemen.
like that.
Gentlemen.
Wow.
You called them customers. That's,
He's short.
that's a deep slip of the tongue, man. Very, very, very deep. Do you feel like she was using them for money?
At that point in time, no, I didn't, because these were guys who were just like me. They weren't, older men. They were just like me. So they didn't have much either. So I was confused. I didn't know what was going on here.
These other guys that he wanted you to stop seeing, were they paying bills? Were they giving you money? Were they taking you out on dates? Was there an economic side to it?
I wouldn't say economic. There were a few. I didn't mind a steak dinner, okay? There was a few. I didn't mind a nice pair of shoes. And then the other ones were just, me, selective. These are guys that I wanted to date, that I wanted to be with. Now, let's take into consideration here. I'm a single woman. I'm grown, and I can do what I want and make these decisions. This was before we got serious, okay? And it all subsided. But honestly speaking, yes, I had a few.
Yeah.
I had options.
But you were free.
I had options. I was free as a bird.
Right, until you guys got together,
Yeah.
and then you let it go.
The agreement was for us to come together, for her to start working, and that wasn't the case. She saw my paycheck, and she said, done. That's the feeling I got. That's what I got.
Did you make a concerted effort to contribute financially to a home in which you had 2 children? So, Ms. Buik, I'm going to start with you. Once you moved in together, money became an issue. Tell me what was going wrong.
In the beginning, he was paying for everything, movie dinners. I noticed he started wanting to go Dutch, okay? This is upon living together. I have 2 children with the previous ex-boyfriend. I started...
Were you working?
No. When he first moved in, I had just stopped that particular job,
working.
yes.
Yes. So when he started asking you to go Dutch, did you say, hey, where am I going to get the money from because I don't have a job, or?
No, I would never say, I wouldn't even say anything like that because pride was a thing for me. So, I would go Dutch, because I had money saved here, for my kids and stuff, so I would tap into that, and I would go Dutch, I would do that. I'm not saying that I shouldn't have gone Dutch. I didn't feel that, why stop all of a sudden now that you just moved in with me? Why do you want me to go Dutch now that you just stepped in and you're in the bed with me, living here with me? That was the first sign that I knew.
Knew that there was going to be problems.
Yeah.
Mr. Cottingham, what is your response to that?
That's not true. Once we start dating, I start helping out with rent, with money, her bills and stuff like that. I was into her. I had no problem with that. And I was helping her out. $250, $300 a month. I was helping her out. And as far as the Dutch, yeah. I mean, sometimes, can you help me out a little bit? Can you pay half on dinner or something? Because I'm helping out on some other things too.
You say he would lie to you about the money. What kind of lies would he tell?
My gosh, his paydays. When you live with somebody, you know their paydays. You know their pay dates. He got paid once a month. And when he got paid, he would carry on as if he didn't have any money. He didn't get paid. And I wasn't asking him, can I have some money? Can you do this,
I didn't have to.
I didn't understand that. Okay, because I was never asking.
What do you mean he would carry on about he didn't have any money on payday? I don't understand.
Let me go to the store. Can you help me? I'll get some cereal, for the kids. Oh, I don't have any change on me. I don't have any change. I don't have money for that.
The kids never starved. She always had a ride. I always provided a place. All those things were taken care of, all the time.
All of those things?
All those things were taken care of.
Were you comfortable taking care of her and her 2 kids when she wasn't working? Or did you feel a little bit overextended and maybe a taste used?
Well, the agreement was for us to come together, for her to start working. I said, you know what, let's come together, let's build an empire together, let's start working, let's do this, and get a job. And that wasn't the case. She saw my paycheck, and she said, I'm done. That's the feeling I got. That's what I got, And no, that was me. I was paying rent, all the bills.
Oh,
so, yeah.
So far south of that.
Did you ever look for employment during the course of those 4 years that you were
She
together?
had an interview across the street at Target. She didn't want to do it.
It was for Starbucks, and I am not good with a coffee machine like that.
Okay. But that's 4 years. That's one interview. What I want to know is, did you make a concerted effort to contribute financially to a home in which you had 2 children?
I absolutely contributed. I contributed tons more.
How do you contribute tons if you don't have a job? I'm trying to figure out where your money's coming from.
Here's the thing with that. I had money saved. I have money. My kids have money in their accounts for college. Okay.
How can you take money out of your child's college fund?
I had those accounts. You're right. I'll explain that.
I mean, I tell you,
Yeah.
I would leave, if I had to, I would leave this bench, this job, and go work at Target if that's the only job I could get before I would take something out of my kids' college fund.
Anything I took out, if I ever took it out, it wasn't just for this or that. It's because we needed it, and I had to do it because he wouldn't do it. And I always put it back. He never put a dime back in there. I always did.
Well, that's your kid's college fund, which he doesn't really have a responsibility for. And
True.
what I'm asking you, why didn't you get a job?
After that, I did get a job. I got a job. It was at the 99-cent store, okay? It wasn't nothing special, but it was a job, and it was for a short time, okay?
How long is a short time?
That was due to injury to my back. It was about 4 months. It was about 4 months, okay? Now, after that, I didn't go right out and look for work immediately because of the up and down, the arguments. 1 minute it was okay for him to not have me working. The next minute it wasn't. The next minute, oh, I'll take care of you, I don't mind. And then the next minute it wasn't. It was up and down with him.
There's this big black hole in the middle of your story, and neither one of you want to tell me what it is. I don't know what it is, but it's there. And all of you dancing around it like this and that, because none of this makes any sense at all. Are Marcus and Danielle too worried about money to make their relationship work? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. If you would like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Divorce Court. Mr. Cottingham, you say that your family doesn't approve of her and that she's pressing you to, or had pressed you to meet them, but you're uncomfortable doing so. Why don't you tell me about that?
Well, Your Honor, my family has always wanted to meet her in the beginning of the relationship. She's met majority of my family, and I go over there because it's relaxed mode for me. I get to kick back, relax, and spend time with my cousin and my family. I felt uncomfortable bringing her there because that's where I go to relax. If I'm gonna bring you there with my family, I don't wanna fight, I don't wanna argue, I just wanna have a good time. That's why I go to relax.
Things were that fractured between you two that you couldn't relax in her presence? Were you fighting that much?
It was more so, trust issues. I couldn't really, she couldn't see I really couldn't be myself around her. You know, at certain times she would get angry, so.
What do you mean you couldn't be yourself around her?
Really?
Like, for instance, if I dance around my family, she's gonna want me to dance around her, okay?
Yes.
Just like that, okay?
Yes,
but
I do.
dance around my family because it's what I wanna do. It's not pressured. I could be myself, I could tell jokes, so all these things I could do and enjoy.
And why you couldn't be yourself
Why
around
can't
me?
you dance with
Why?
her?
I don't understand.
I'm not understanding. You guys are, there's this big black hole in the middle of your story, and neither one of you want to tell me what it is. I don't know what it is, but it's there. And all of you dancing around it like this and that, because none of this makes any sense at all. I've got some sense that you just thought you got yourself a bit of a sugar daddy over there, and you didn't take care of business. You said, he's got a big check. I'm gonna sit down, watch my kids, and it's all good. Every once in a while, I need some Jimmy Choos. There's a dude down there that can get me some Jimmy Choos. That's what I'm feeling from over here. I'm not quite sure what I'm feeling over here. I don't know. Were you embarrassed of her? Did you not? I don't understand not being able to relax around her or dance in front of your family as opposed to her.
He's ashamed of me.
I asked her to do certain things, to stop certain things, okay? She does it on her own time.
What certain things did you ask
As far
her
as
to do?
men, get a job, you know? Let's be productive.
Right.
Okay? Those things I've asked her to stop doing. She just said, I'm gonna stop when I wanna stop.
He wants me to do for him, but he can't do for me. He can take.
What do you want him to do for you that he's not doing for you?
For God's sakes, you got you know, I'm your family now. You step up to the plate, you wear your big boy pants, you tell your family, this is my lady. This is my family now. Well, where I go, when we go to trips, she comes with me. He goes to Cancun every year with his aunt and uncle for 7 days.
And he won't bring you? Why do you think he won't bring you?
I think that's because he's ashamed of me, because he holds my past against me, whether I had sugar daddies or I had some men that I was getting money from or doing this. Like I said, I was on my own. Okay, I was on my own before him. I could do what I want.
I'm just gonna ask you outright. Did you used to date for cash?
I used to date for cash before Marcus. Yes, I did. I did.
Were you using the same kind of service when she was in the house?
No.
With other women?
No.
You weren't doing that?
No.
He's a compulsive sex addict. He's going and out and he's finding different women. I saw text messages, and with those text messages, I concluded them. I copied the numbers. I talked to these women.
And what did they say?
The text messages were saying, you know, hey babe, how you doing? You know, I got $100. Let's do something on the side. Can you meet up here? Can you meet up there? Mind you, these are times I'm laying in my bed at 6 o'clock in the morning, wondering why he's not touching me.
Mr. Cottingham, is that accurate?
Let's show the messages.
No,
I mean, I've got the proof. I've got the pictures. I've got the proof. He's hit up 6, 7 different women in one night.
Of course,
night after
yes.
night. I'm in the house.
Yes.
You don't do that. You walk away from the relationship. If you can't keep your stuff in your pants,
But I didn't.
I got
you
it.
leave.
I got it. But
There's no
you're
proof
just saying they're not escorts.
No.
You was just saying.
I didn't do it. I hit him up. I was just only doing it because I knew she had my phone rooted.
No,
she
he
plays
did
the
it.
same games
Okay,
with,
I got it. I got it. I got it. I got
She
it.
plays the same games with me.
I got it. What's the most important thing Marcus could do to save his relationship? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. Mr. Cottingham, you're seeking $1,200 for a broken lease. Why don't you explain that to me?
Well, we moved from San Bernardino to Marina Valley. That's the time she was supposed to get a job, and we were supposed to pay rent together. I had to cancel the lease because it was just too much money. It was just too much, so the cancellation fee was $1,200, and it wouldn't be no cancellation fee if she helped out.
So you're saying that you relied on her representation that she was going to get a job in order to hold this apartment.
Yes.
But since she did not do that, you could not afford the apartment and you lost the deposit.
Yes.
Is that what?
Well, no, it was a lease. It was a cancellation fee.
Lease cancellation
Yes.
fee. Ms. Buik, what do you have to say?
I told him from the beginning, why in God's name would you want to move into an apartment that costs so much money that ultimately we're not going to be able to afford in the end anyways for the luxury of it? I told him of this. He still proceeded to do it.
That's not true.
He had the help of his family. He's not always going to have that help there. He had the help to move in. So I don't know what he was thinking in the first place. I was trying to be reasonable. Let's get a place we can afford.
I got you. Let me tell you something. Mr. Cottingham, Mr. Buik, I don't know if you still love her or not, but this is just a messy situation. It was messy from beginning to end. You're embarrassed of her, but you like sleeping with her. You need a dude to take care of you so you don't have to work. You kind of wiggled your way in there and you sat down and you thought it would be cool, and then he got resentful of being used like that and having to take care of you and your kids, but he ended up doing it. I know he was resentful, and I don't blame him for being resentful. I would feel resentful for that. But at the end of the day, you were a big boy. You knew what you were doing. You know what I mean? You knew what the deal was. You knew what it was about. You got caught in the bright lights of it and couldn't shut your eyes, and next thing you know, you went blind. That $1,200, that was something you did on your own. The representation that she was going to work, you'd have been a madman to believe that. It was 4 years. There's no way in the world she was going to do anything like that. Stay away from one another. If you can't love somebody enough to take them home and be caring with them and have you with them, don't mess with them. Right. Don't put them in that position. And you know what? Work for your own money. Don't get men to give it to you, because once you do, and those years leave you sooner rather than later.
They do.
As a function of that, there will be no recovery in this matter. This court's adjourned.
The judge told us to go separate ways. I'm glad we were here. She told us to give us both advice. I think it would be best that we did go separate ways, and hopefully we can have a decent relationship for our daughter.
I love this man. I know that we need to go our separate ways. I know that this is the best thing for us, but it's just so hard to hear. It's just reality. It's putting the truth to the reality.
So put the past behind us. We all make mistakes and we all do stupid things, but we all need to grow, and this is where we're at, and whatever happens, happens.